This is part 2 of the Module 3 video. Problem 3. Query the staff table to find staff members who work at Staff Employment Site 6 and have staff position code 1. Order the results by using the column number of the staff ID column, the first column, rather than the column name. So here's the query. In this one, we're selecting all the columns from the staff table, and we're selecting the rows where staff employment site equals 6 and staff position code equals 1. This query may not look very useful at the moment, but I'll just go ahead and tell you that employment site 6 is Jayberg's Women's Clinic and staff position code 1 is physician. And so you can see what I'm talking about. Here are the results of select star from position and select star from site. In the next module, we'll learn to join tables and we'll be able to join up to the sites table and the position table and make this query a little bit more practical. But for now, we're just going to execute this query. Make sure I'm in my right database here. And I just realized something. If you highlight a row like this and execute, you're going to get an error because I think it's trying to just run that one highlighted line by itself. So if you run into that, just unhighlight that row and click execute and you should get your result. So in this query, we ordered by 1, which means we're going to order by the first column, which in this case is the staff ID. So you can order by a column number instead of a column name. It's less descriptive, but it works. Problem 4. Write a query to find all columns for any people in which the person middle name value is null. So this one is very simple. We're just selecting all the columns from person where the middle name is null. And I've already run this query. So remember, null values are values that basically don't exist. There's nothing in there. So we can see there's no value for John Locke's middle name in the database. And in the query result, we just see null for that field. Problem 5. Write a query to find the cities of people whose last name begins with Z and whose birthday is not between July 1970 and September 1975. Alias the column with the name city and sort by city using the alias. So here's the query. We're going to select person city with alias city from the person table, where the person last name is like Z. That indicates any name that starts with the letter Z. The wildcard, or the %sign, means anything can come after the Z. And the person birth date is not between these two dates. And we're ordering it by city in descending order. Now, if you've looked at the person data in detail, you might be wondering why I use this problem. There's not anything in the database that meets this criteria. Well, I really just wanted to show you an example of a query that doesn't return any rows. You'll see when we run this that we just get a blank area down there at the bottom. There's no error, but we don't get any results. Problem 5b. Modify the previous query so that it finds those whose name starts with C using the left function in place of like, and so that it selects the current date in each row, alias a date column as date. So here's the updated query. As you can see, I used the left function here to achieve the same thing I used the like operation for before. The first parameter you pass to the left function is the person last name, because that's the field we want to look at. And then the second parameter is 1, because we want to look at the first position from the left. So the character that's on the far left of the person name. Person last name. And we want to find the people where that far left or first character equals C. To get the current date in each row, I just used the getDate function, which I didn't have to pass any parameters, so just open and close parentheses, and I alias that column with the name date. And getDate actually returns the exact date and time you run the query, and it's going to select that same value in every row, as you can see in the results here. Problem 6. Write statements to select the following. Select all columns unless otherwise specified. Appointments where bill amount is equal to 30. Appointments where bill amount is less than 100. Appointments where bill amount is greater than or equal to 100. Appointments where the appointment date is greater than or equal to October 31st, 2014. People where the last name is greater than L in the alphabet. Last and middle name of people whose middle name is not equal to Y, using column alias mid for the middle name and ordering by the mid alias. Select appointments where the bill amount is null. So here are those queries. I won't run them all, but I'll just list them here and talk about them. And of course, I encourage you to pause here and compare your queries to my solutions. All of these, except the last one, is using comparison operators, and I probably worded the problems in a way that made that fairly obvious. You've probably worked with these operators before. They're just your standard equals, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, etc. And as I've demonstrated here, you can use these with numbers, dates, and letters. And then the last one just selects all the appointments where the bill amount is null. I wanted to point that out because in this database, I've created my data as if today was October 28th, 2014. Any appointments from that point on don't have a bill amount yet since they haven't occurred yet in the context of this database. I have a few more things I'm going to go over for this module, but I'm just going to review them. There won't be any more problems to work through, so I'll see you in the next and final video for Module 3.